Let us introduce you to Bob. Bob is the Chief Marketing Officer of Paul's Pencils, which sells pencils. Today Bob was busy working on a new marketing campaign which will be launched in a few weeks' time. Suddenly, Paul, the CEO, called him to come to his office immediately. But Bob knew that the CEO would only ask him about how his work was proceeding. Bob doubted. Would he go to the CEO or not? His work on the marketing campaign now seemed much more important to him than the consultation with the CEO. What did he have to do? Then he remembered about the Eisenhower Principle.
What is important is seldom urgent, and what is urgent is seldom important.
Bob thought about his courses of business skills he followed at Ghent University a few years ago. In this course, he learned about this principle, which refers to the famous quote of former US President Dwight Eisenhower. Bob looked up some information and wrote it down on his blackboard. The solution to his problem was near. What did Bob learn? Let us take a closer look.
Eisenhower recognized that great time management means being effective as well as efficient. In other words, you must spend your time on things that are important and not just the ones that are urgent. To do this, you need to understand the distinction between important and urgent. Important activities have an outcome that leads to us achieving our goals, whether these are professional or personal. Urgent activities demand immediate attention. They are often the ones we concentrate on, and they demand attention because the consequences of not dealing with them are immediate. When we know which activities are important and which are urgent, we can overcome the natural tendency to focus on unimportant urgent activities. This way we can make enough time to do what's essential for our success. In total, there are 4 categories of activities: important and urgent, important but not urgent, not important but urgent, and finally not important and not urgent. Let us now take a closer look at each category.
There are 2 types of urgent and important activities, one that you could not have foreseen and others that you've left until the last minute. If you have a lot of urgent and important activities, identify which of these you could have foreseen and think about how you could schedule similar activities ahead of time so that they don't become urgent. The keyword here is do. Do write the article you have to write for today. Important but not urgent activities are these activities that help you achieve your goals and complete important work. Make sure you have plenty of time to do these things properly so that they do not become urgent. Also remember to leave enough time in your schedule to deal with unforeseen problems. The keyword here is decide. Schedule time to call family and friends or to research articles, for example. Urgent but not important activities prevent you from achieving your goals. Ask yourself whether you can reschedule or delegate them. Urgent but not important tasks are often forced upon you by other people. Sometimes it's appropriate to say no to people politely, or to encourage them to solve the problems themselves. On the other hand, make sure to reserve time for people who often come up with these types of activities, so that you can deal with all their issues at once. You will then be able to concentrate on your important activities for longer. The keyword here is delegate. Make sure someone else can book flights or answer certain emails. Not important and not urgent activities are just a distraction. Avoid them if possible. You can simply ignore or cancel many of them. However, some may be activities that other people want you to do, even though they don't contribute to your own desired outcomes. Again, say no politely and explain why you cannot do it. If people see that you are clear about your objectives and boundaries, they will often avoid asking you to do this kind of not important activities in the future. The keyword here is delete. Eliminate watching television or checking social media.
Bob now realized what he should do. Working on his marketing campaign was an important but not urgent activity, right? And the consultation with the CEO was not important but urgent, right? Bob made his decision. The CEO could wait, he thought, and he kept on working on his marketing campaign. Bob was confident that the CEO would understand his decision later on. So, if you ever find yourself in a similar situation, think twice. Think about Bob and the Eisenhower Principle.